But what I like to do with mine too is I like to sprinkle in a mix of content so it won't just be about mortgage stuff. Some realtors love the mortgage strategy, some of the tips and tricks that you can teach them. It also shows them that you know what you're talking about when it comes to mortgages. So you're really defining yourself as an expert in the field. So I sprinkle that in. I also talk about social media tips for the realtors specifically. So that way I'm covering a wide spread of topics. So that way some of them are like, I don't even care about this mortgage stuff. I'm just going to tune this out. Maybe they're more on the social media side, and maybe this realtor over here is more on the mortgage side of things. So I do like to diversify a little bit, and I'll even plug in like any strategies that are working in my business, like database marketing or anything like that. I'll also include in there. I think you're the same too, right, Brandon?
Yeah, exactly. I fluctuate on what my actual content is based on. And just a note on content, because a lot of people hear this and they're like, oh, how do I come up with these ideas for every week of the year? Or like, where am I going to come up with all these videos or record these videos? Just a point there is you can recycle some of your content. So, for instance, every year around February, I post saying, remind your clients to send updated T4s. That's evergreen content that you could reuse the same video. I record a fresh one, but that same content, just put it on a calendar. Things come up like that you can constantly revisit. And to give you an example, last night I was on a call with a realtor, and I've done that previously mentioned second home program with clients of hers before. She completely forgot about it. And I walked her through again how it works. And then now I know for my Friday video this week, that's something I'm going to touch on again because it's relevant to people in the spring market who maybe they want to help a family member out, or maybe they're planning their summer and they're looking at cottage rentals and thinking, hey, maybe I would like to buy one of these cottages. It just kind of sparks the curiosity for people and gets some of those leads coming in.
Yeah, exactly. And write down all of these ideas that come through your head during the week. Like you'd be surprised how many ideas pop in your head, whether it's the mortgage stuff or the social or any tips that you think would be relatable to your realtor partners. Like what I do is I have the notes app open in my phone and I'll just throughout the day if something comes to mind, I'll just plug it in there. And that way when it comes to recording your Friday video, you have so many points to pick from that you'll never really have the issue of trying to think of what content to use for that day. And I see that as a common trend with other agents is they complain like not complain, but they struggle with coming up with ideas. And I think that's just because they don't think about it through the week and then they sit down and they're like, crap, what do I do? So I think that's a really cool tip that you can implement right now for ideas.
Exactly. Anything that people ask you a question on, write it down. Anything a realtor texts you about, hey, can you clarify this? Write it down. Things like bridge financing, what documents are needed, all these questions you're going to get over and over again. These are great content pieces to do.
Yeah, and when you like this is more of like a not I won't even want to say social tip, but more of like a copywriting tip. When you do these video topics, some of them might seem boring, like bridge financing, for example. Like to me, like it's a boring topic, but you can really make it into an interesting video by having a different hook or creating a story like a client win or something that you did that saved a client like $10,000. You can start off the video by saying, "Hey, I just saved the client $10,300 this week by doing this," and then get into like how you did that for bridge financing. So don't just be like 25 versus 30-year amortization. What does that mean? Like make it
Yeah,
interesting.
that's a
Yeah.
great point, Tom, is to always have a story component if you can. Obviously, if you haven't done something and you're trying to get some more of that in your business, it's hard to have a relatable story, but you can share a story of another broker and just say someone in my brokerage. People
Yeah.
don't really care at the end of the day. It's the story they're drawn to. So share, hey, here's how we use this. We were able to have the client get a home closer to their grandkids, and it was done with 5% down payment, something like that. Like it's so easy to draw people in, and then stories allow people to build the human connection, which they think about, hey, this could be relevant for so and so, and all of a sudden they're making a connection, and that's a new lead for you.